Hey everyone, my name is Kelly Cahoot and I'm so excited to be here sharing a project for Honeybee Stamps today. My project is in celebration of the 30-day coloring challenge hosted by Kathy Rakusin and her blog, thedailymarker.com. Be sure to check out the Honeybee blog as each member of the Honeybee team will be sharing different coloring styles, mediums, and a few tips along the way. Before I jump into my coloring though, I wanted to share a quick demo of the Celebration Box dies and the coordinating stamp set. Here are the dies and some pieces of craft paper that I've cut. And this is that cute little stamp set. As you can see there, you have the box, and then you have every accessory you need to make a celebration project. There are streamers and balloons and tissue paper. The possibilities are endless there. So I'm going to call this first piece the shadow, or like a flat box piece. This is to keep your project flat as not to add bulk to the front of your cards. And then the piece there on the right has the hole cut out so you can add critters or gift cards, your balloons, and tissue paper. And then the set also includes 2 dies, so you can have a true 3-dimensional project with the little flaps of the box that stick out. I'm going to get started and show you how the stamps and the dies work together. I'm going to take out that cute little box stamp and ink it up in chocolate brown ink so it's easy to see on that craft cardstock. I'm going to stamp this first on that background or shadow die piece. And I love the look after you stamp this on that piece. It totally changes. It gives you a 3D box look without all the bulk. So cute. And then I'm going to stamp the second one. This one is the one that has a little opening in the top. I'm going to ink up my stamp one more time and stamp that down. Give you a look at that box, the little opening. I love these. I love that center line that gives you that 3D effect. And the next thing I'm going to do is get the little flaps ready. So the little flaps have what I kind of call like your front side and a back side. The stitch lines there for your fold are more pronounced on the front side. So you're going to fold those over toward the back of the flap. And I just used my bone folder and gave that just a little bit of a fold. And again, I'm going to take the other side, fold it toward the back of the flap, and then I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive just to the little folded part. And as you can see here, these are super easy to line up. If the angles match on the flap of the box, you know you have it right. So that is the wrong side there, and then this one is the correct side. I'm going to line up that little scored flap underneath, tap that down, press that into place, and as you can see there, how cute that box is when you add those little 3D flaps. Super easy. And then what I did with mine was take that background piece, and I'm going to add that to the back of my box. For my project today, I'm going to add a little critter to the inside of the box, and so I wanted it a little sturdier. When I put my critter inside, I didn't want to be able to see like the background of my card inside the box. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the bottom because, like I said, I'm going to stick a critter down inside. If you wanted to put a gift card in this, make sure that you use some score tape or adhesive excuse me, just around both sides and the bottom edge. So this is my project that I'm going to start on today, and you can see that cute little box there with the bunny, and he's in a little garden of flowers. I'm so ready for springtime, if you can tell. You can see how well he fits down in there. You can see his little feet stuck in. And this stamp is from the Spring Honey Buddies stamp set. I am coloring today with the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, and I love these markers. They are so forgiving to use. And there's lots of different techniques and ways that you can use them. And they're quick and easy. I just can't say enough about how much I like these. So I stamped this on Bristol paper because I'm sure you've been hearing lately, and I had heard that they blend better on Bristol paper, and it's really true. They really do work better on this type of paper. So I'm adding a really pale gray all over my bunny. As you can see there with the brush, I'm not being super careful about, you know, getting my brush just right or getting the color just right. You kind of just add that pigment on and spread it around. That's this technique that I'm using. Quick and easy. And the color also will lift off of your paper. If you get it wet and you take a paper towel to it and lift some of that color, these will lift off. Added a little pale pink to his ears and his cheeks, and then I'm going to take a black glaze pen and a white gel pen and a black marker to add in some little details on his eyes and his face and some freckles and his whiskers, and just give my bunny all kinds of personality. Here he is in that cute little celebration box. I love how these honey buddies fit right in there, and his little paws just peek out over the box. And I want to show you how I kind of cheated and stamped all these at the same time. I trimmed out all the little tiny floral pieces from the inside of that big strip there of florals. This is the Zen Floral Stamp and Die set. And I'm lining those all up in my Misty. And when I get them all puzzle pieced in, I'm going to close the door of my Misty and pick them all up at one time. And then I can stamp them all at once and then line my dies up and die cut those all at one time. This is VersaFine ink because it is waterproof. And then I'm going over that with a soft cloth because that helps get a good impression. These are very detailed flower images, as you can tell there. And I didn't want to have to stamp it several times because sometimes you lose a little bit of that detail. I'm checking to make sure that paper is dry. You want to make sure it's very dry before you start coloring and taking water to it. This ink, that VersaFine ink, has a tendency to stay wet a little bit longer. And then I'm just going to use a couple of different techniques, super easy with those Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I colored some orange in the center of that flower and then went in with some yellow. And then I'm just blending and pulling that color out to the tips of the petals with a damp watercolor brush. Super easy, super fast. Again, I'm just using one color this time. I went in with a dark blue, taking a little bit of that pigment and spreading it out onto those petals, and that is a one color flower there. You have the darker center and then the lighter petals on the outside. As you can see there, I blotted up a little bit of that color. And then this one I'm going to make a flower with kind of two separate colors and make a new color in the middle. So I started out with like a coral pink, going to add some yellow to the base, and it makes the orange in between. And this is another one color technique. Took a dark olive green, just going to add it to the base of the leaves there and pull that color down to the tips of the leaves. And it looks like you have used a couple of different colors. And here are my flowers all finished, all colored. I'm adding some details with that black gel pen. I love doing this with this Zen Floral set because there's already so many little dots and the stamen of the flower and all the details. But that black gel pen is almost like glossy accents, but black. It adds the shine, but it also adds a little dimension. So I'll be sure and try to link that in the supplies below. I love that thing. This is another technique you can try with the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. So I brushed it directly on the clouds. This is also from the Honey Buddies stamp set, the clouds. I brushed on the marker, I spritzed a little bit of water on it, and I'm going to take that directly to my background piece for my card. I'm going to stamp that a few times As you can see there, I have little puddles of color, but no fear. Let me show you how I smooth this out. I'm going to use a brush, and I'm going to use the roundness of the clouds. You know how they make little round circles, and I'm just going to go around and around and around and pull in that color and spread it around. And I love how this made it look like real clouds. I tried a couple of different techniques on the clouds to get them just right. I tried inking up the stamp and then stamping that directly onto the paper, and it didn't work out as well. So I love trying new techniques and experimenting with these markers. They're so fun. And then this welcome word, sorry I'm kind of wonky there on the screen, but that welcome is from the new Welcome Baby stamp set. I borrowed that, stamped that in the VersaFine ink, and then I'm spelling out spring with the hand lettered alpha. Again, I'm going to ink that up with VersaFine ink. I had to pick off some of my flowers there to get the P. Get that back down. And then I popped this whole thing onto yellow cardstock. I want you to see there, that's that whole strip of that Zen floral design there. And then I die cut all the flowers out and then just tucked them in around the box and around the bunny and behind the bunny, off the edge of the card. And I love the way he just looks like he's in a spring, awesome little garden. The bees I added 3 bees, and they're from the Sweet as Honey stamp set. I love those little bees. I added a little bit of Winkastella to add some glimmer and shimmer to the front of the card. And that is all done. I hope you guys will join us and check out the 30-day coloring challenge. All the supplies will be listed and are found at honeybeestamps.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.